Howdy folks, Jay, and you're watching DS Tech Media. So in my last video I uploaded or streamed live, I live streamed me playing Path-of-Exile. I was actually using Steam's in-home streaming feature to do that. It was actually running downstairs on a Windows 7 computer, and I'm streaming it to my main system here. Well, today we're going to be keeping up with that theme, but we're going to be talking about Linux's latest gaming edition, which is called Proton. It's a update to Steam Play through Steam from Valve, and allegedly it allows you now to install and run Windows games much easily on Steam, and with the benefit of much better graphics performance. And so really what's going on here is Steam is simply using Wine in the background, and the big addition here is DXVK, which Steam has actually been paying developers allegedly to contribute a lot of code to DXVK. DXVK means DirectX and Vulkan, and Vulkan is an open source graphics library. It's actually, I believe, the new version of OpenGL, Open Graphics Library. There are Vulkan drivers. I don't fully understand everything about Linux graphics, especially since I'm using AMD, which makes everything even more complicated. So it's hard to say. I'm using the open source AMD GPU driver, not AMD GPU Pro, but the regular open source AMD GPU. And also, I believe at the same time I'm using Mesa 18. So it is very confusing. But anyway, DXVK provides large enhancements to graphics performance when running DirectX Windows games through Steam. And this is obviously a good thing for all of us who are gamers on Linux. This article is actually talking about the new technology, and before I tried anything with Steam and Proton itself, I actually tried installing Path-of-Exile through Lutris and using the DXVK enhancements, and I did get it to work. There's a lot of different settings that can be chosen through Lutris, and there's all different types of things that you can tweak about it, and I've had varying results with different settings. I have had some crashes, but today I'm gonna be playing a game called Deadlight, which I installed through Steam's Proton or Steam Play. And it doesn't have as many settings to tweak. Let's see. So we go up to Steam Play, enable Steam to play for supported titles, enable Steam Play for all titles. Use this tool instead of game-specific selections. And of course I have the beta version running here. And I'll go into some other things. As far as Wine, I'm not sure if my explicitly installed version of Wine matters, or if a special version is running with Steam, but just so you know, I'm using Wine Staging 3.15. I don't have any of this explicitly installed. And there's even a Proton package that I don't have installed. But yeah, installing a Windows game now is as simple as going to your library and right clicking, or I'm sorry, you just go to install and runs on this computer via Steam Play. This game is not particularly, it's a side scroll style game, so it's not particularly graphics intensive. That being said, all the graphics is still running through Wine, so that adds overhead, and plus there's the overhead of OBS capturing it. So yeah, I'm gonna show you the whole process. I'm using, this is Arch Linux, and I have an AMD FX 8350. It's an 8-core. My graphics card is AMD Hawaii, which is the Radeon R9 290X. Only has 4 gigs of GDDR5, and we're gonna do a little demo here. So the first thing you'll notice is that it takes a little time to boot up, and I want to draw your attention. Hold on, let me make sure I have everything right here.
This must be their base. Stella is here. I can feel it. My family. This is it, Randall Wayne. This is it.
So we're getting 39, 40 frames per second.
A fragile-looking door. I can easily break through it. Come on! Stay near the door, you bastard! My backpack. All my stuff's inside. That's Stella.
How old do you think they are?
Probably not even 18.
I think it's a woman, right?
You look dirty, sweetheart. This is procedure. Shower is always procedure.
They'll catch me in seconds if I break the grid now.
Take off your clothes. We have to decontaminate you.
I'm fine! I'm clean! I promise!
I'm sure of that. More importantly, you're a pretty girl. But we have to be sure that you aren't going to bite us. The shower will help us to be sure. Take off your clothes.
Oh, please!
We'll do it the hard way if that's how you want it.
Here, get dressed.
What? How did you find me?
People who make noise stir up a lot of attention. Hurry up, we need to get out of here.
Wayne, what happened to us? Where's Sam? And Ben?
They're all dead, Stella.
But they said this was somewhere safe. That they put us in quarantine. That Seattle...
You've just seen it with your own eyes. Seattle is dead. That blood in your saliva is the only real thing we have left, Stella. Now, have you seen my wife and daughter? Shannon? Lydia?
No, Randall. But they have people trapped.
We can probably
Quick,
safely
Stella.
stick-
We need to get
skip
out of
all
here.
that.
We'd better turn off the power if we want to
We're
move
getting
on.
50 frames per second now. It dropped.
Let's go.
It's fluctuating, but
What was your favorite baseball team? The Black Sox?
seems to be.
Shut up, dumbass! All the sellouts from that team are dead, just like the other.
I need help!
Don't worry, I'm here.
Now, let's go! Help me, Randall!
Let's go.
In this bigger view of the scene, it's dropping down.
Blocked again, Wayne! I'm sure this door opens from the other side! Randall! A soldier's coming!
Hurry, Stella. We must reach the generator before we get discovered.
We'd better turn off the power if we want to move on.
Somebody has used this door recently. Send reinforcements to check the generator area.
Let's go. Power generator. If I turn this off, all hell will break loose. It'd be my pleasure.
It's actually pretty
The soldiers are after us, Stella. We have to get out of here. They're here! Run!
Randall! A soldier's coming!
Don't worry, I'm here. Hands up, intruder! You're dead!
Anyways, I just wanted to give you an example of how it performs. As you can see, my CPU is working pretty hard there. Let's see. I got up to 61 degrees. I think that's a new record for me. My maximum CPU usage was at 88% at one point. The GPU got up to 67 degrees. That's not too crazy. I kind of wish I would have monitored it now. But yeah, that's just an example of how easy it is. So I wanted to mention that I have tried installing other games, and I didn't have a lot of luck. Couldn't get Resident Evil 0 to even run. Or, no, it would actually start, but after the Capcom logo, it would pretty much just do nothing. What else was there? I tried installing a game called Inside. Couldn't get that to run. I also tried a few of them, and I didn't have a lot of luck. The only game I did have luck with on Steam was Dying Light. Path-of-Exile I have running on Lutris with very specific configurations. I downloaded it from the Lutris site, and I'm using something called eSync, I want to say, is the configuration. But I basically went off of somebody else's directions, and it runs decently well, but only the DirectX 9 version will launch. So here we go, we're gonna try it out real quick. Let's see something here. Hopefully it doesn't need a patch. Okay, so I was actually able to get Path of Exile recorded. I changed the settings in Lutris. Let's see, I want to make sure people can see this. So here's what I'm using right now. I'm using DXVK 72 and my system Wine version, which is 3.3123, etc. and so forth. This is what I had before, eSync 3.14, and that was running DXVK 71. When I bumped it up to 72, it wouldn't start with this. So when I switched to system and bumped it to 72, I was able to load the game. Also, I decided to turn my built-in compositor off, which is why things look a little different. Let's see. Turn the compositor back on. You can see what a difference that makes. And I pre-recorded this with OBS, Simple Screen Recorder. It may have worked just as well in OBS, I don't know. But here we go. As you can see, it is running. But there's definitely some stuttering going on. I'm not sure if it's related to how many models are on the screen at a time, because sometimes it seems like it has nothing to do with that. Other times, not so much. This is the DirectX 9 version. I don't have any way to tell how many frames it's getting. I think everything's at max settings for the DirectX 9 EX version. So there is that. And I mean, when I was recording this with Simple Screen Recorder, I had that set to 30 frames per second, so some of the screen quality is due to that, but the glitches are definitely much more dramatic in certain points. At times there's some pretty intensive scenes that don't actually skip, so it's really hard to determine what the exact cause is.
I need more pockets.
But anyway, that's my demo of using both Steam's Proton with DXVK and Lutris with DXVK. Hopefully this information useful for someone, and thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I'm working on more content. Still have the Android versus iOS video and another Android video I'm working on, so look for those. I'm Jay, and thank you for watching DS Tech Media.